And now, from 12 Studios, this is News 12 Now.
Today is Monday, May 13th. Welcome to News 12 Now. I'm Kylee Dedmon. New this afternoon, a hostage situation that shut down a highway in Johnston County ends with a peaceful resolution. Sheriff Gary Dodd says it happened early Sunday morning near Mannsville. Due to the proximity of the incident, State Highway 177 was temporarily shut down. The circumstances are still under investigation, but Sheriff Dodd says it came to an end after several hours of negotiations. The Love County Sheriff's Office and 2 negotiators from the Chickasaw Light Horse Police assisted. No word on whether anyone was arrested. A man charged in Carter County with abuse by a caretaker. 36-year-old Michael Light is accused of stealing nearly $30,000 from an elderly woman by writing checks to himself and using her account to make payments through PayPal and Venmo. He faces up to 10 years in prison if convicted. Meanwhile, in Lamar County, a woman arrested in Paris accused of leaving an infant in a McDonald's bathroom. After getting a call about the situation, police say they saw 26-year-old Abby Bishop leaving the restaurant alone. They say she was under the influence of an unknown substance and had drugs on her. She's charged with abandoning a child, public intoxication, and drug possession. Police say a family member of Bishop's arrived a short time later and picked up the child from a man inside the restaurant. Trial is delayed for a Denison woman accused of killing her boyfriend by throwing him off of her car during an argument. 47-year-old Claudia Ramirez is charged with manslaughter and aggravated assault in the death of Brian Olivio. Police say last April, Ramirez and Olivio got into an argument near the intersection of FM 1417 and FM 691. When Ramirez began to drive away, Olivio climbed on top of the car, and then Ramirez hit the brakes, throwing him off the vehicle onto the pavement. Ramirez's trial is now set for October. The removal of barriers showing a road was closed almost led to a dangerous incident in Tioga this weekend. Tioga Volunteer Fire Department says it was called out for a swift water rescue after a delivery van was washed in a flooded road. It happened on Horseshoe Road near Range Creek. They were able to get the driver out of the back door of the van using ropes. They say road closed barriers put in place by the county had been removed from the road. And speaking of all that water we've been seeing lately on roads, we've been seeing it come down from the sky. I feel like almost every other day. Brian, when are we going to see a break in it, though? A
lot of us are seeing a little bit of a break now, but we still have some showers and thunderstorms that are trying to redevelop heading into this afternoon. But max radar, for the most part, is quiet. Though you can see a little bit of shower activity popping up there in Murray County and maybe just to the north and west. So we still have a very, very weak cold front in place. You can see that area of low pressure swirling across the region heading into this afternoon, and it may be just enough for a few more showers and thunderstorms, though the main event, at least with it, is off towards the north and east. So we should be starting to trend drier here overall. And with that, temperatures should be warming up, though some of us have been stuck in the 60s for most of the day today, and a few of us have managed to get into the lower 70s. It just kind of depends on where you are. So a few showers and storms at least today, but then we do have a warmer, drier Tuesday and Wednesday on tap, and that's when we really get a good opportunity to kind of get a break from this rain. But it's going to be short-lived because, as you can see, more rain on Thursday. So that's the thing. We'll walk you through how much we're expecting in terms of the rain and thunderstorms, and if we have any severe weather with it here in just a little bit. Until then, back to you, Kylie.
All right, thank you, Brian. Well, whether it's roadways or businesses, Texoma has seen a lot of closures due to all the rain we've endured the last couple of months, and Turner Falls is no exception. The park's swimming pool has been closed to the public in the aftermath of major flooding, creating safety concerns for visitors. Heavy rainfall over the last 2 weeks has caused flooding throughout the park, washing debris and eroding sediment into the park's 2 main pools, Blue Hole and the Waterfall Pool, while also engulfing park amenities underwater. The park manager, Timothy Thompson, says the park is still assessing the damage done from the storms.
The Falls Pool, where we are right now, has silted in, sediment has settled in it, and in some places it's ankle deep in the middle of the pool. So we want to get the debris out of there that could potentially harm somebody and make it an appropriate depth.
Thompson remains hopeful that the pools will reopen to the public by the end of the month. And speaking of the aftermath from the rainfall, beginning at dusk today, the city of Whitesboro will be spraying for mosquitoes. The city will be spraying today and tomorrow at dusk to help combat the spread of the insect after all the rain Texoma has seen the last few weeks. And the Gene Autry Volunteer Fire Department hosted their annual fish fry fundraiser this weekend at the town hall. The community joined in to eat freshly fried fish, place bids on raffle items, and baked goods while supporting their volunteer first responders. The fish fry also raised money for the Red Cross to support tornado victims. Chief Paul Tucker says fundraisers like these go a long way in helping rural volunteer fire departments to keep their community safe. A nearly century-old airplane will again take to the skies in Texoma. The Ford Tri-Motor airplane is the unique aircraft we talked about last week when it took to the skies in Grayson County. And now it will be moving up north to Ada for residents to get to experience there. Now, the one you see here was built in 1929 and was one of the first commercial aircrafts to fly coast to coast. Now, there are only a few of these planes still around and less than 10 that are still flying. Now, flights are available for those with a ticket, and Texoma Aero Club President Mike McClendon says it's a one-of-a-kind experience. Again, the plane will be in Ada this weekend from the 16th to the 19th, and flights start at $75. Well, public health officials say the risk to the public remains low as bird flu continues to spread among dairy herds. Still, the FDA says it's prepared in case the virus is transmitted from human to human. Fox News senior correspondent Jonathan Seary has more.
The latest bird flu outbreak affecting at least 3 dozen dairy herds in the U.S. since late March, according to the CDC. This week, FDA Commissioner Robert Califf told lawmakers while the risk to the public remains low, the agency is preparing for the possibility this current strain could jump to humans on a larger scale. He says, like all viruses, it continues to mutate.
The real worry is that it will jump to the human lungs, where when that has happened in other parts of the world for brief outbreaks, the mortality rate's been 25%, about 10 times worse than COVID.
The warning comes after Texas authorities reported last month that a farm worker tested positive after being exposed to infected cattle. Colorado's public health department says it's also now monitoring some 70 people for the virus, but it's not clear how or when they may have been exposed. Though so far, the World Health Organization says the virus has not shown signs of spreading between people.
But it's certainly concerning when a virus like this begins to infect multiple mammalian species.
And while bird flu has been detected in raw milk in the U.S., public health officials say initial tests show pasteurization kills the virus.
WHO continues to assess the public health risk posed by H5N1 avian influenza to be low.
This week, the CDC asked state officials to make personal protective equipment available for livestock workers. In Atlanta, Jonathan Seary, Fox News.
6 former Mississippi law enforcement officers known as the Goon Squad are now being held at a federal Bureau of Prisons faculty. The former officers previously pleaded guilty to federal and state charges for the torture of 2 black men in Rankin County. The 6 men are all at the Federal Transfer Center in Oklahoma City. The faculty houses roughly 1,500 inmates on a short-term basis before they are sent to prisons throughout the country. Now, it's not clear yet where the 6 men will ultimately serve out their sentences or when those transfers will occur. All 6 have received both federal and state sentences, with prison time ranging from 10 to 45 years running concurrently. Well, after weeks of testimony at former President Donald Trump's hush money trial, the witness who is at the center of the prosecution's case is on the stand today. Jared Hill has a story from the courthouse in Lower Manhattan.
You have any messages for Donald Trump today?
Michael Cohen, Donald Trump's longtime personal lawyer and fixer, had nothing to say as he headed to court. That quickly changed on the stand, where he's testifying for the prosecution at the former president's so-called hush money trial. In early questioning, Cohen told the court he worked with the media to minimize negative stories about Trump. Just before the 2016 election, Cohen paid $130,000 to adult film star Stormy Daniels to keep her quiet about an alleged 2006 sexual encounter with Trump.
I'm innocent. This is a political witch hunt.
Trump, under a gag order, did not mention Cohen before entering court. He instead criticized the Biden administration and talked about new polling in the 2024 presidential race.
And there it is. It's Trump leading by a lot.
Trump's defense team is expected to go after Cohen's credibility. He's already admitted to lying under oath, and he served jail time on federal charges related to these payments.
They want to portray him as a vengeful former lawyer to the president who wasn't given what he wanted and what he felt he deserved, and has now turned against the former president and is set on exacting this kind of revenge.
Trump has pleaded not guilty to all 34 counts and denies having had a sexual encounter with Daniels. The prosecution is expected to wrap up its case this week. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
Thank you for watching today's News 12 Now. Make sure to subscribe so you find out why Texoma turns to us. You can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook, where you'll see more social media exclusive content. Want more News 12 Now? Watch us live every weekday through the KXII app on your phone or TV and through our website.